Hello guys, welcome. This CWL NOLA Preview. This weekend, New Orleans, COD World League. Said that already, let's get into it. So, I'll be talking about a few things, a few predictions. I'm going to start in Pool A. We have Team Caliber, #1 seed in NA. FaZe Clan, #5 seed in NA. Unilad from the EU, #4 seed. And Mindfreak from Australia, and then an open bracket team. So, very tough group for the EU team Unilad, but you know, these things, you can't call these things, can you? We've got TK coming off the win at Dallas. Can they do it again? We never know. But our prediction for this group would be TK first, FaZe second, probably Unilad coming in third, fourth. Wait, let's set up in the pool, to be honest. But you don't know, these things could happen. I'd like to see Unilad go through, so they're a good team. We move on to Pool B. You've got Optic, Envious, Vitality, Epsilon, and another open bracket team. All to be decided in the future, obviously. Got Optic Gaming coming off third place at Dallas. A few disappointments, always seems to be the favourites going into events. But obviously not this time. Team Envious. Didn't really see much of them at Dallas, to be honest, so I can't really comment on that. Neither Vitality. Obviously Epsilon and Vitality, 2 EU teams. Vitality being the 3rd seed EU team and Epsilon being the 5th EU team. So I see Epsilon doing they've done a few damage in Dallas. Hopefully they can better their previous performances. Some predictions for this group would be possibly Optic would be trying to bring a statement out, but then that could make them a bit nervous too and they could slip up. So I'm going to say Optic Envy for top 2, Epsilon 3rd, Vitality 4th, depending on who the open bracket is on that one. Pool C, Luminosity, 3rd seed in America. Red Reserve, 2nd EU, winners of the 2K this weekend, with Swanee instead of Rated. We don't know the reason, but I'm sure it's a stupid one, you know, in MLG. Rise Nation, 7th seed. A lot of people picking up Rise, but can't see them beating Red Reserve, to be honest. Then we've got Enigma 6, 10th in NA, 40k pro points. Well, the way I see this, probably I'm gonna say Red Reserve first, Luminosity second. Maybe Rise will surprise us. Can't see Enigma 6 doing well, but you never know these things. You can see, you know, on the day it turns to gunfights and rotation, stuff like that. So hopefully they do well. But I definitely think Red Reserve will finish first in that group. That's just my opinion. We already typed our opinions. Luminosity will be second, Rise 3rd, Enigma 6th, fourth. Obviously, you can't predict without the open bracket team in there, but we'll do a video after and see how far away we got from these things. Pool D, obviously I'm going to pick Splice to be #1 EU team, my favourite team. It's going to be Splice. You also got E United, Echo Fox, Ground Zero, and then another open bracket team. Splice being the #1 team in EU, obviously. Second in the 2K this weekend to Red Reserve. We were in Pool C. We've got a few roster changes in Echo Fox, Ground Zero. You know, I don't really follow the NA scene as much, so I wouldn't really know. But we've got E United #4 in America, Echo Fox 8th, and Ground Zero just after them in 9th. In terms of pro points, Splice run away with this, but the pro points don't mean nothing. We all know it's not as hard in EU as it should be, but Splice are dominant. Obviously, if they finish second in Dallas after 3-0 in Optic and lose a bracket final, and then just losing out on the final to TK, I think Splice we'll see another top 3 finish on Splice. Hopefully first place, because I think people are just going to underestimate him again. Because that's what people seem to do with the EU teams. We could see an EU massacre this weekend. Hopefully we do. So talking the EU open bracket teams, we have Millennium, Infused, and I'm not sure the rest of them are. That's probably awful of me talking about the video. I don't even know who the teams are in. But obviously with the Millennium we have Marky B, veteran Call of Duty player there, Urban, PT, and the last one is Joe, I believe. I probably got that wrong, so I'm awful. But yeah, I'm hoping Millennium get a good run through. Good run for the open bracket. They should do. They got brilliant talent throughout the squad. I expect them to do well throughout. Predictions for overall, I'm gonna with. It's hard to call. I mean, let's just look at the pro point standings for EU. We've got Splice with 97,390. I mean, second place we've got 57,620. So there's a big gap there in terms of points. But then there is again third to second, Team Vitality. Again, pro points mean nothing, but in terms of getting new placements it does. But on the day it doesn't. Could help you out in the bracket, stuff like that. We'll see. I can see Splice will win it for me, I think. We'll see what happens on the day. But you just don't know. And I apologise to Gunshi because I said it was Joe that played for Millennium, and it wasn't. It was Gunshi. And I apologise for that. Joe actually plays for Red Reserve, obviously. Let's look at the lineups quickly. You've got Splice, you've got Tommy, Joe, Bance, Madcat, Red Reserve, Zero, Joe, Rated, and Josh. Team Vitality, Whalers, Riskin, Xerox, and Moors. Unilad, we have Moose, Shawnee, the brothers, Scraps, and Wiskin, Epsilon, Dave, Hawkeye, Vortex. What's Votex as it's written down here? Obviously it's Vortex, and Insanitize. In field, we have Nelson, Nile, Defrag, and Zerg. Millennium, Marky B, PD, Gunshi, Urban. Very well. Well, let's hope the EU show up again for this tournament. This has probably been a very below average video. It says it in my bio. These things will be better, obviously. The after show of Dallas, not Dallas. The video I'll do after NOLA will be a lot more better, I promise. Yeah. So thanks for listening. I hope I haven't bored you too much. The gameplay in the background was a ranked play. A few nice little kill feeds, held down cave, if you will. Yeah, so the video's going to end soon. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that like, subscribe. Send me your predictions on Twitter @FlightStraps. We'll see you later.
Great work. They are in full retreat.